Hi, how's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, Metaphysical Mama. Welcome, it's your first time here, and absolutely welcome back if you are revisiting our exciting platform. So I'm just gonna do. It's Friday. We just so happy Friday. This present moment in time where I'm coming from, and it's October 22nd, 2021. Standard Julian Gregorian calendar time. And cosmically, we just came out of a full moon in Aries. And the moon, I believe it's like conjunct Uranus and Taurus right now. I just took a quick peek at the diagram, but I didn't do any. Ah, there's two little squirrels that have been like playing all morning. They're running like Chippendale. So I might peek into that, or I might actually come back and do a like a fascinating Friday reading. So I might do something because this is, Fairy Friday for the Divine Masculine Feminine. So I'm gonna try to stick to topic um and then maybe I'll come back on and do another live with some we'll just coast the waves like I like to do and let anything fly and whatever drops down out of the ether or wants to come into frequency, between the channel of right you and I, because energy never lies. So just to introduce myself a bit, I don't really like to use names and labels. So right, metaphysical mama just kind of explains, describes metaphysics is it's kind of like Einstein's theory of relativity, as far as everything is relative. Um, the word coincidence means coinciding, right? Happening one more than one co, right? In sync, right? And alongside one another. The coincidence is coinciding. So that's divine timing. So we're used to unconsciously using words of that nature, right? And so we just kind of skip over. It's like skipping over this song you don't really like on the record, or you don't think you like. You ever have a record or an album or a tape or whatever, right? um, that you listen to in the beginning might it's like nah, it's like that song just doesn't really grab you, so it's like you kind of end up skipping over that one all the time. Me and my boyfriend were just talking about that the other day. I'm like, there's certain songs because I was like, I don't know if I ever what we listened to, and I was like, and he's like, do you know that song? And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I thought, like I can't remember who we were listening to presently, but I was like, I thought but that might be one of those songs in the album that I kind of skipped over because the beginning was a little irritating to me. It was kind of like that, not one of my favorite. Like, and he's like, sorry, I'm kind of dragging. He's like saying, um, the same thing. It's like sometimes those songs you skip over, and then later somebody's like, no, that you gotta listen to that, and then we do, and then we're like, oh, and then we get into it. But for some reason, right? What is that reason that we boop? It's 9:09 and 4 minutes and 4:04 and 9:09 and 4:04. What is the reason that that happens to us as beings, right? That certain things come into our frequency, right? Into our coexistence. They try to coincide with, and some things it's like just a little bit of an irritation or a trigger that's like, or just like a, ugh, we just don't, ugh, right? We don't really feel it. So we skip it. And a lot of the time, those are the things, right, that we needed to see, but not necessarily, right? Not at that time. It's like if we kept skipping over it, it was also right for a reason. Um, right? Because everything got its season. Um, so don't beat yourself up either. Like what I'm saying, like it's like we have to be able to go back and forth, right? Back, forth and forth. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right? Cha cha cha. Just like that. With anything, right? That's how we become a little more fluid. We allow ourselves to have more, right? Thoughts and feelings. We allow ourselves to sit in uncomfortability, right? That's a word. I don't know if it is or not. It is now. Uncomfortability. It's 9/11. That could be an uncomfortable number. All right, 911, right? 9 plus 1 plus 1 is also 11. And there's many things that means, right? 119, right? 11's master number. 2 become 1, right? Feminine and masculine divines. Let's get into the reading. So again, welcome, welcome. And please like, subscribe, and hit the little bell sign so you can get notified. And please share and comment and pass it along so we can grow our tribe, you know, in this sense too. I know I got lots of I'm not the only one. 10 of Cups, Aquamarine. I have all I wish for in my relationships. That's a nice card to start off with, don't you think? So that's just that's what came out as I was giving a little shuffle there. And let's see, let's do see a divine masculine energy. And then now this energy doesn't just mean a male or a female, right? Most of us already have that great awareness, right? It's about the energy. So divine masculine, so it could take part in a male or a female, right? Body. We all embody these energies. So divine masculine energy with that. I don't, I think it was kind of upside down. This is the way I'm holding it, so I'm going to keep it this way. Upside down, right? Reverse lovers. That doesn't necessarily mean anything bad, right? Rose quartz. I trust my knowing and make a commitment. So, right, there's been a lot. There's so much going on. So this being upside down, right, in reverse makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of things, you know, I don't know that everybody doesn't, right? Masculine is intellect. So not knowing what to commit to, or due to the nature of, right, the masculine, right, and this was just full moon in Aries, that Mars, the drive, which is, right, keeping things in and on the 3D plane, organizing like the internet, etc. Also, right, bringing things but into, right, gets passed down through the it's so much different stuff that happens, right? It goes through the different planetary systems in order to mimic down, then we mimic that down here in the human realm, right? Anything we've ever invented as humans, we work hand in hand with the divine, right? The information gets passed, like how I'm, right, channeling information right now, and you're watching, right, my channel on YouTube, right? So it's basically, it operates in the same manner, right? How when we're open to receive, right? Open energy, we're a magnet, right? So what naturally, when I allow, right, that when I open that valve and I allow myself to be that channel, I allow that flow to come through. So I can't necessarily be like, oh, it's like in the water. It's like, oh, there's a tissue. Oh, there's a what. It doesn't, right? That's not how, right, being a channel is going to operate. Like, right, like Bruce Lee said, be like water, like a stream. Everything is a current, right, or a stream, right? Water is a current. There's currents in the water, right? Electricity is a current, right? Our body, we're electrical, multi-dimensional light beings, carry, right? So I don't want to get all too crazy, right? We're electrical beings. We carry a current. We have to conduct, right, our energies and see what we're producing, right? Money is a currency. It's a current events, right? Electricity that we get to turn our light bulbs on and off, right? Electrical currency, current. So, right, positive and negative currents, right? All through a thought is a positive and a negative, right? And then a current travels. Ooh, jumpers, jumpers, thumper, thumper. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles, Malachite. I am always rewarded for all I do. So now that goes with, yeah, divine masculine, perfect. That's right. Love, right? The emotional body, right? Don't forget Adam cut eat that part. If you have to be in war, it's like you can't be all in emotion either. So they decided to play war, right? Like it's like, or we all did, say, as one big whole, right? Let's not use. So we, the people, right? Right? Like row, row, row your boat gently down a stream. Speaking of current again, thanks Spirit. That was cute. That was 11:11. And so it's very difficult to feel that vulnerability, and I can really, because I carry very much of it, right? Divine masculine. Been a single mom at 3, and I've just always had that, right? Divine masculine. That is more right, which could then come across also some of us. Well, some of them, people that want to like hurt our feeling will say that we have an ego too, and or try to come at the ego in order to make you feel less than so they can feel better than. There's a little bit of twisties goings on there, because I am always rewarded for all I do. And if they don't feel rewarded, then they can attack, right, love, or walk away from it, or try to hurt it in order to feel more dominant and in power. But why? Because they were hurt, right? Or right, if it applies to us, right, you, or right, say me. When people do things out of anger, and yeah, I don't operate that way. So I'm not like, oh, now I'm gonna get you, sucker. It's like there's a lot of shit going on here. So yeah, I'm not the aggressor in that manner, but I also don't allow, right? When people are speaking, words, vibration creates form. So if another thing that if we're listening to something else, or thoughts that are coming through our head of negative vibration, it like that brings fear, and it's like we have to acknowledge things. But if it puts us in a place of being stuck in those emotions and feelings, right? This is kind of like the fearful knight that's wandering through the woods in the dark, and his attire, his armor is not all it's full of like rust and like even like mildew and moss growing on it, right? He's become so afraid of his own shadow, right? Which is also part of pandemic. Peter Pan, afraid of his shadow. 919 or 919. So right, this is having to do with, right, okay, Lost Boys, the image, the emotional body of the masculine, right? And we're also dealing with many, right, right, and this goes into, right, biblical and what have you, right? We're dealing with many, 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 many archetypes and many different prophetic scriptures and alignments in the star systems right now that are, right, bringing actual, right, all of his stories and her stories and all of the dreams and all of the literature, right, that's been transcribed by man and collected, right, hunters and gatherers throughout time. 1441. Oh, they're giving me a lot. And then also they're saying, okay, so we throughout time, let there be light. That third, okay, yeah. So the Genesis 3, that's when Yahweh and Jehovah were birthed. Also, right, say money is time, and time is money, right? So these things are sayings for a reason, right? There's reasons that we have these sayings, right? That's going back to things that we kind of skip over unconsciously, right? So it's like, why do we say things like to be a fly on the wall or sounds bouncing off the walls, right? So these different sayings that we have throughout time, and time is a construct. Time is something that we use as a measurement to measure between one moment and, right, or what have you. That's what time is, right? So it's a measurement between one moment and another, or one, yeah. It's not linear, it's fluid. It can go either way, it can go any direction, right? You can look back, you can look forward, you can pause. Sometimes time feels like it's going faster. Sometimes it feels like it's going slow, right? And so money is time and time is money. So that entity, right, is two sides of the same coin, just like history and mythology. Two sides of the same coin. Masculine, feminine, positive, negative, right? Heaven, earth. People get things like that very mixed up too very quickly, right? Heaven, earth, then right hell, because they try, right, they're when they're pulling on other energies or summoning other energies, and then they call that bad. But who's using that energy? And what did they name and call it? And who, right? So it's like, wait, hold on. We got to take a, this is why let there be light. Because I believe, that's interesting. I believe part of one, everything has many, many meanings. So they're just, I'm just channeling right now. So, okay. Let there be light. It also, one of the references to that verse, right, is to, right, as we're now bringing light upon things that have been hidden in the dark, right? Let there be light. Cool. Wow. So cool. Yeah. And to be able to speak, that's why too, right? The other day, right? My father is not, your father is not my father. Your father is of the devil, for you cannot hear my father's words. So what does that mean? Because we both have both father, right? It's like, but so once we start to use our mouth, our human, physical, right, Adam and Eve mouth, our blah, 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 right, our thoughts and our, and we start talking, bringing our, right, now we're talking like we're a man. Man is talking. We're writing with hand. Right, devil in the details. Right, internally when we go into triple darkness, into the void, into triple darkness, we go into, right, the mind, this ether, like outer, right, outer darkness, and we have to go into the right here dark, and we kind of bow our head to the heart chakra so that the third eye and the heart chakra are connected, and we're grounded in our physical vessel and calm and silent, right? In that it's kind of like we are this. In the darkness, we don't see anything. So like into the void where there is no thing, is where we find our peace that we're missing, or our, right, that in that moment, that peace you're missing, or peace, because everything is birthed in the dark. But if we're too much in the light and we're listening to too much squawking and talking, which is also another word for intercourse, too much thinking, too much talking is, right, devil energy to took it and all the, so it's not like, oh, but it's just what it is. So it's like, so in order to, right, like come back, bring it in on home, come into the darkness, right, the moon, is inside into the intuitive, where we can connect, right, and have that clear, calm, where we're not distracted. Right? When our eyes are opened, like how I'm being recording myself right now, right? It's like a constant recording, and water is always recording. But when our eyes are opened, our physical eyes, our human eyeballs, right? And we're taking in so much, right? All of our brains are like say a AI reptilian, like computer system, right? Just some have stronger connection or stronger energetics in one area or more around that pie, right, than others. So that's where we have to balance one another out. It's like you can't get mad at somebody for something they don't have. We find where we have to have our patience, because then that's something that we're not having, right? If we're getting mad at, right, but also have an awareness when sometimes we need to, right, practice a tough love, not tough love, but yeah, tough love, so to speak, create, let me say, a safer boundary for self, so that we're not allowing too much into our right electromagnetic field of energy, into our waters, into our minds, allowing others, people, places, or things to rent up too much space in our right, in our thinking, in our feeling, in our emotional body. um so okay, so yeah, divine masculine. Oh, and sorry, yeah, the medulla oblongata. Last night I was watching, we were watching Waterboy. Fucking movie is so funny. I love Adam Sandler. Woohoo, Adam Sandler. Woohoo for all our, right? Like, laughter is one of the best medicines ever, right? Laughter and love. I think if I have to pick a religion, that's what it is, laughter and love. And being in the dark. Meaning being in that triple darkness, right, where I can find my peace, where I can go to that calm place anytime. um and it's like we can restart our car, so to speak, at any moment in time, right? If you stay in that present now moment, or come back to it when you get too far away or too caught up in, right, daily activities, daily routine, start to recognize, become conscious of what we're allowing to pull, tug, rent space, right, with, come into, right. um this is another one. When people do things like, hey, can you come, if it's like you did what you had to do with, say, person, place, or thing, and this could be boss, relationship, whatever, and then family member, friend, right? But it's like never enough, right? So you do what you do with that. It's like you help them out, you did it, and you know that because you just want some time, whether that's mental space, spiritual space, you just, right, you need to, right. So you're not lying or anything. You're just you already have planned out with spirit that you need some time for you. So it's like they kind of know and feel that, but people that are codependent and over anxious and emotionally immature, well, listen, masculines. Masculine energy, right? Back again as that very dominant, yeah. So avoidance of balance of emotion can bring someone into a very high egotistical plane, and then all they get to do is crash, right, and come back up, or make it look or appear, or do it whatever. That's why we're in all these little and everyone's wearing a mask. It's like the Cthulhu dance. I really feel like this, but I don't want to do it. I don't want them to know that one. So then if I do that, then I have to do it. So energetically, everything's very wah, wah, ah. So even though somebody's standing in front of us as calm as can be because they have super high intellect, right? But their emotional maturity is just flat and innate, right? So, but then they're so highly intellectual, right? Again, like Waterboy, it's the medulla oblongata that makes alligators ornery. um, which is true. And again, the reptilian part of our brain, which is masculine, that's our intellect. That's where things are, where we things need to be figured out, right? The fig tree. Go figure. Or we could draw stick figures or other kinds of symbolic things in caves and such that are like sacred, geometrically, right? Aligned with like star systems and perfect sacred geometry and all this other. It's like, and it looks, a lot of those things look like kids' paintings, right? In the caves, those ancient paintings, like with the bulls and stuff like that. But if you do some research, like you find that or they have found and shared with us, right? That's like with Da Vinci paintings. Everything is absolutely geometrically, it has that, the golden ratio, the Fibonacci, yeah, I'm not very with all the proper terms, but yeah, look into that. I mean, that's something to like totally like, blow your mind a little, like, and those are the kind of like things that we want to blow, right? It's like, do some research. Stuff that pisses you off, divine masculine, or we're unsure about, and I'm talking to myself too, right? Our intellect, again, that's our masculine. When we're acting like little babies or we get upset and we just go into, like, say, our Capricornicus attitude, so to speak. So it depends on, like the sun goes up, the sun goes down, and the only two real true times is day and night, right? Wow. Yo, ready? Hold on. Because I don't want to touch. Look, 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 look. Can you see? Can you see? Ready? I got like my poor little candle spilled over here. My flowers losing. All right. Look it. We have. Wait. Come. Huh? I don't. We have 3 1s and 2 4s that I just rolled. You see that? Can you see it? 3 1s and 2 4s. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Didn't we start off talking about number 11? So that might mean quite a bit. I'm a number 11. If you add up your birthday with your year and your day all together, you'll find that's your life path number. That might be something fun to look into or look up. Because that's how we start digging into our roots, right? Our flowers look beautiful, especially when we can keep them looking beautiful on the top. I keep practicing. I'm patient, like when they're being patient with me. I'm not always the green thumb. If you visited my channel before, I talk about it often. I'm like, I'm doing good with certain plants, or I've lost one. Or I'm like, so I try to not overwhelm myself, and I'm trying to, slowly, nurture my relationship with the plant kingdom while it's still living before I'm using it to, right, like make food with herbs and what have you, like, or vegetables after they come out of the anyhow, right? We all work with different vibrations. I work more with the non-living. But and obviously, I mean, I regress. So anyhow, where was I? Number 11. Oh yeah, adding your birthday. Yeah, find your life path number. That's how it's like finding ways to have fun discovering yourself all over again, right? That's why I say You know, to remember to be childlike, use your childlike imagination. And I hang out and know enough beings and have throughout my life that I don't like using it. Older dudes, women, what am I losing? That have lived life and right. You know, if they you say to them or yourself, if you close your eyes, how old do you feel? Right? Then it's like those old the frosted mini wheat commercials, 9:36. Play inside, and they'd be in their work clothes all ready for work, and then they'd eat it, and it'd be frosted on the other side, and they'd be like, and then they'd get all small in their big work clothes and remember what it was like to be a kid. Those are old school commercials. But it's kind of like that. It's like we don't always have to play grown up so much and all the time, right? We don't always have to keep that mask on, right? Everybody's wearing, right? Been wearing diapers on their faces. And I mean, it's been going on. So, metaphysically speaking, the terms, right? The symbolism for all of these things is deep, right? I mean, like it's been the devil's masquerade for quite a long time, so to speak. Everybody's like, hey, how are you? Fine. Oh, how are you? How's the family? What are you doing for work? Yeah, yeah. You know, we achieve to gain, and then what? You know, what do we do once we've achieved or gotten to that mark, got into that goal, made it to that point, right? Right? Why is there so much cheating? Why is there so much depression? Why are so many people looking for love in all the wrong places and looking for a quick fix, right? Of instant gratification, rather that be by a pill or a drug or a drink or sex or porn or right, like gambling. Yo, you saw that dude from Capitol. I knew shit like the with the COVID relief funds. He spent like $600,000 at Mohegan Sun in COVID relief funds gambling. And that's just like, right, let there be light. That's just a little opening in the door of like what's about to be, you know, of all the like lies, deception, and manipulation that's been going on with the right rhetoric. I never use that word. I don't know where that's coming from, but rhetoric. So whatever the things that have been um, used, again, energies, people, places, things, words, vibrations, names, labels, identities, etc., whatever, other people's right, OPP, other people's property, children, lives, ideas, right? There's so many different things going on, and that's why it's like, right, you got to know when to hold them. And know when to fold them, and know when to walk away, and sometimes know when to just like allow time and space to maybe do its thing, because our feelings can get all entangled in a certain moment. But if we allow some time and space, right, have some patience and allow some time and space to pass, or just kind of again sit in that uncomfortable moment, because I guess it's mostly a divine, it's divine, divine masculine, divine feminine. So we've only pulled the masculine energy so far, but again, in reverse, because again, we flip flop all the time energies too, right? Because it's like nobody's in one spot for too long, right? We all have to have, we all have to have a little, dip our toes in a little bit of experience, or be able to at least see and peak somewhat, so that we can experience, right? Well, here, so I trust my knowing and make a commitment. We can't trust ourselves and have this right side up if we are only thinking. Here's a good example. I was talking to some, I'll say friends, right, acquaintances outside yesterday, soul fam. We just all divinely meet. Linda and Rich. say, because that's like, right, I can say, yeah, first name, why not? And so they're totally cool. We had a nice little, right, threesome going of intercourse, which means conversation. Don't get nasty in your head. So too much thinking, right, can put us in a place of, again, stagnation. Or we were talking about stuff like, you know, like when you watch a movie or you watch like, or you see something happen to somebody or something, you hear about something and it's like, oh, if that was me, I woulda, right? I hey boo boo, I woulda blah blah blah. So we think, you know, we can say if we were in a certain situation or watching a movie, it's like, why aren't they blah blah blah? But way different if you're observing something than if you're in it, right? So we could say all right and think that we would maybe react in a certain way if we were put in a certain situation. Well, once we're put in it, right, it's like again, right, that's where we're going back to the place where there is no thing, because sometimes it's like we just freeze, or you know, we react the opposite of what we thought we would, or whatever, right? So we don't know what we think isn't always what is. Absolutely not, right? Which doesn't make us stupid or anything. It just sometimes we get a little too far ahead of ourselves or get a little too caught up, right, in that. And that's what we can call like ego. So is it bad? No, it serves us many purposes and is actually really good. It's just we have to, right, once we recognize and become a little more aware of the different things that trigger us and where we tend to, right, like grab our energy and run out of a present moment, or right, escape out of our mind, or like when somebody's talking, we're like we wander off in another direction and we're like, huh, wait, what? um which again, that's okay. Sometimes that's just what we're meant to be, is a sounding board, and we're not really meant to take in and on all the frequency that someone else is regurgitating. We're just there to kind of be a neutral, right, another body that's like, so letting them release what they need to let go of, but not really engage and right, have to. That's sometimes why we are go out to space, so to speak, in those kind of moments. So to be aware of that too, because it's like, because otherwise sometimes you'll be taking on too much of someone else's energy or too much of somebody, all right, because words are frequency keys. So we don't always have to be complete. It depends on where we're tuned in. Is it emotionally, right? The Eve feminine is of emotion, is emotional body, right? The emotion of the ocean down here on the side, right? Eve is at Adam's side, right? And then we have our heart chakra in the middle, which is, right, representative again of like a lotus flower. And it's blue and green, right? Like the earth. This is where we have our electromagnetic true north is inside here. And then we have the Taurus field, our electromagnetic sphere, right? That comes out and what creates the sphere, right? The circular perpetual motion. It keeps on going and going and going, right? The energizer bunny. And then also provides, right, a dome. I guess maybe after I go doing that so many times outer space, that's what created. Oh, they're giving me the ice wall. And so then we have, right, each pole and then either side. So, and then, right, say Newton and what have you, that's again after man sitting on, after man's walking on earth, there's magnet in the ground. So of course, anywhere you come from in the center here, anything that, yeah, you up is going to come back down to where you came from, to its original source. It's going to, nature always comes back to its original source, which is how gravity was produced, right? From the magnet, a positive and negative, and then form. And so now we have, right, different planes to different magnetic fields to bounce energy, right, for life, etc. So wow. Anyhow, I hope like what a little blah, 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 blah. That's why we go kind of. I say I'm gonna. I shouldn't even. I should have just left it Fairy Friday. I had to, but no, it's all good, right? If I'm masculine and feminine, I feel like I'm not really. I don't really get into the whole like. Yeah, if you were expecting like a love reading, they may will do one of those one day, but that's not really my platform. People get right Venus unconditional love mixed up with like romance or the feeling of lack, wanting someone to fill that for you is again that's coming from a place of lack. So not that I'm all about love. Love again is everything to me. Um however, love can also become quite a tragedy, right? If we start to depend on it or cling to somebody else or have expectations or very soon's on the bottom. Um, so and honeymoon came out. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And yo, what does that mean? Ace of Pentacles, material, the lovers, right? I trust my knowing and make a commitment. Rose quartz. So our knowing, that's Venus or Aquarius. Aquarius is I know. It doesn't mean I know. No, it means like, wait, we're like it says in all the videos descriptions, right? Kindly always take what resonates and leave the rest. So we don't have to know all the details. The double knows the details, right? Now I need to. That means our ego went. So it's okay to connect, but right difference between that and having like, okay, it's like, wait, when it's truth, oh, okay, that's like, it's like, yeah, that's the key, that's the tune, that's the sound, that's it. Not I know and I have to prove and show and tell. That's different, right? And then Capricorn is I use, right? So Capricorn is our physicality. So we're bringing in, right, our physicality, material, spirituality, right, our human, right, life, right, that we've been living. This is so much that we're incorporating, right? We're in Halloween time, right? The month of October, fall, autumn, attunement, right? Autumn. So we're just tuning up what we need to tune up. Like we're all getting ready to play in the big jam, right? And the master intrinsically intertwined symphony of self. Right? So it's like you can't bring everything up on stage with you. You just need you, right? And that's it. You are the instrument. You are the light. You are the dark. You are the masculine and the feminine and the human and all the different star systems that make up your natal chart that you probably aren't even aware, right? That might be another thing, right? Add your birthday so you have your life path number and check that out. And the master numbers are 11, 22, and 33. So only those three numbers are the ones that wouldn't get simplified down to, right, a 2, a 4, or a 6. You can also do that and then check that out also, obviously, absolutely, because that also has vibration with your person. But master, it's like right to the second path, to the 10th power, to the whatever. So you carry vibrations of all the and also amplified if you're 11, 22, or 33 when you break it down, right? So for example, today is October, what I say? Today is 22nd, right? October 22nd, 2021. So today is 10 plus 22 is 4, 5. I kind of probably add different than you. So, and it's a 5 year. So today is a 10 day. Excuse me. right? So it's 1 plus 0 is 1, and then it's 22, right? So 4 plus the 1, and then we also have feminine. Don't forget about the 0. The 0 does see the 0 usually just gets right, but 0 is feminine, right? So 1 0 and then 4, so we have 5, and then it's 2021 5. So 5 and 5, we have 10. Today's a number 10 day, and when we're including the year. So if you add your birthday up, you do that the same, and then that's how you figure out your birthday. So your life path number. So today's a 10 day. If you want to look up the number 10, which is also right, masculine, feminine, which is also tied into right the name of our video, divine masculine and feminine. And again, honeymoon. Okay, so this energy is bringing in again to me. This is like divine of Venus, the love of Venus. Okay, Ace of Pentacles is material. Okay, and Ten of Cups. That was the first card that just came out like random when we first started shuffling. I have all I wish for in my relationships. Okay, so that's like again, that's heaven and earth energy. Wishing and feeling and hoping and yearning, and also brings a lot of envy, jealousy, and then right goes again into and then we into the medulla oblongata, the reptilian, anger, Mars, etc. So then that okay, so but this is heaven and earth, which is again that's different than Mars and Venus. But material is of the earthly plane. But if you're making wishes, right, at a wishing well, right, then they threaten you with things like hell. And they make it look like up in the clouds, what goes up must come down. Yeah. So you gotta be very cautious in what, remember here, not everything is what it seems in Wonderland. And again, we're in the month of October, and Pluto just went direct, and things just went like falling like leaves outside. And Jupiter and Saturn, I'm not sure if they went all three direct yet. If not, they are about to. We can check that out next video. But right, so that's very, very, very important. That doesn't happen always. And also, we have a comet coming, Comet Leonard, coming very close to Venus in the month of December. And which is also right, the Ophiuchus zodiac sign, which if there's 12 seats at a table, then we also have to add the table. That makes 13. 12 constellations on the zodiacal clock. The clock itself is also equivalent to one whole, right? So that's how we get 13 also, right? And that has to also appear on something, on a canvas, on a background. There has to, where did that come from? Where does it have a place to sit? Where does it have a place to set up, right? If you pick a side, any side, up or down, left or right, pick a color, pick a number, pick a whatever. If you're playing a game on any kind of, right, any kind, pick an, right, well, they still have to come from this, they have to both be, because they're both, you're playing on the same field, table, square, circle, place, board, whatever. So eventually, if that, right, you pick a side, that this is still one whole, you're still jumping into that pie, right? Someone else's pie. So when that folds and become one, if you, then you're stuck in the middle there. Yo, you know, every single stadium, check it out. Every football stadium that looks like a big eye, like a nuclei, brings in lots of energy, was used to be innocent, harmless one point in time and still could be, right? However, some use that, right, to bring energy in and then use it to cause confliction, confusion, chaos. Think all that energy coming in and then like distributing it. How much do they charge for a ticket at a pigskin game? Foosball. Which is, again, I ain't saying nothing about bad, good, bad, whatever. It just is what it is. So, but there's a body buried in underneath every single one, as far as I'm aware, every single one. Another YouTuber did a search on that a year or 2 ago, 2 years ago. He had come across that, and so he started to do a little digging in the rabbit holes, and that's how we uncover, right? Let there be light. That's how we show what's going on. It's like, we think, and then it's like, how come? So why is everybody trying to force and make things all like, oh, da da, and push, right? Who's trying to shepherd herds of sheep into their box, into their game, into their story of history and herstory, and make it appear and look like something? And it can very well be, and it is somewhat. However, if you, Bill Cosby, don't do your research and take more of have a heart-to-heart conversation with all sides of self in the internal, right? Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. Definitely do that within, right? Again, the masculine and feminine within self, right? The devil within, the angelic within. Make sure you have your balance and your guidance within, right? Go through your shit and ask for your guides and ask for, right, protection if you need, right? Like, just, like, watch my back while I'm, and spirit animals, whatever have you, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So we're pulling in what belongs to us, the fragments of self. So it may be a little scary. Again, we're in that time of where people are like, that's not mine, that's not mine. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. If there's some, and it may show up a little, right? Don't forget, a diamond doesn't just show up looking like a diamond, right? It had to come from the depths of a volcano or what have you, right? And be pressurized, or come from Jupiter. Jupiter rains diamonds. Right? It had to be pressurized and looks like a rock, right? Before you can see the beauty of what's underneath, right? Like an amethyst. Look at this side, just looks like you would just walk right over that outside. But then once they discovered this, right? Ooh, my precious. Amethyst is super healing. So, but respect is very important to carry integrity and to be able to, right, allow what is ours to come to us. Like, I don't pick up even a rock if it feels like I'm supposed to leave it on the ground where it's chilling. You know what I mean? And I collect many rocks. Talk to me and ask me to take me home. Take me home with you. As you see, I have many. I don't know if you can see, but I mean, really, I have like so. They, everything carries consciousness. I need a few of my special ones, and the light's coming in nice, so you can kind of see them nicely, I think. And these are just rough rock. I mean, they're just completely, natural. But these are ones that have, asked me to take them home with me. Great, yeah. Any others want to Like, me too, me too. Smooth, like nice. I always call some like my little moon rock. It's like opalescent and glittery. So oh, look at that. There's actually, look at that. There's like a perfect, I never even looked at it. Yeah. See that? That's interesting, isn't it? I don't know that I've ever noticed that on there. I have. Oh, like a cross. Can you see that? Having a hard time. I don't know. There's actually, I don't know if you may see something I don't here. I don't know. Heaven, let your light shine down. Because the sun's like shining through it like perfectly. I'm gonna line here. And look, like a diamond there. Look at, speaking of diamonds, looks like there's like, see that area here? Oh, oh, oh. Looks like this was written on a tablet. They are very small, those little tablets. So I don't know. Interesting. So anyhow, so divine feminine. We didn't really get to get into the divine feminine. Let's do so. I don't know if I should do a separate. I didn't want this to be too long because they always are, and then I think it deters people from coming and hanging out. Three of Pentacles. When I show my work, others give support. Divine feminine. And both got malachite. Now that's important too, and I can relate as the divine feminine side of me. Yeah, I'm trying to work on website, trying to write about me page. Definitely aware that a lot of my work and what have you has already been taken, and our identity, I guess, is being multiplied and used in different areas of like subterranean environments on the internet and stuff that I didn't give permission for. I'm aware others in the same kind of position that I'm in are going through the same shit. So, leave a comment if you can relate with that. Because it's important that we bring that out to light too. This is how a lot of things have gotten stolen from us, and if we just allow, it's like if you see something, say something, and don't let a bully. So we don't have to be like, but at the same time, be cautious, be aware, observe, right? Keep receipts, so to speak, take notes, make sure that you are just protecting your essence. Okay. Right? No weapon shall prosper against me in any form. Spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, material, etc., whatever. So it is, so it is, so it is. Right? And we have our angels and our guides and our right spirit, Holy Spirit, to protect us. And that's just the way it is. So, but make sure you claim that, right? That you stand in your fucking truth. You stand, right? And then also swim, motherfucker. Swim, motherfucker, swim, motherfucker, swim. Because this is karma tsunami after all. So it's wavy and choppy out there. You got to be able to swim. And you can't grab onto anybody else. And you definitely don't want anybody else grabbing onto you while you're trying to swim through these choppy karma tsunami waves, right? Tsunami. My mom's name is Sue. That's funny. Sue, Nami. It's Sue, Nami. I love you, Mom. Funny. Just keep swimming. Divine Femmes. What else we got? So, okay, so yeah, allowing ourselves to be more confident and, you know, take that stand and not allow someone else to take our energy, our sex in any manner, which is our sacred energy, whether that's literally by, like, you know, using their wand as a magic spell, by, you know, using love. They use love and then they bring that like into it, right? So, or again, there's a lot of others out there that, again, what I've had to see in the last like couple of years, it's like no judgment, man, but I don't, you know, there's no way you're gonna tell me that you love yourself and that you have any kind of integrity or what have you, and yeah, if that's how, if you did, then you wouldn't have to hide that, all that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so whatever. I'm optimistic and appreciate all I have. The sun. Here comes the sun. And absolutely. So we got a little pile here. That was nice because divine feminine with the masculine energy took up most of the most of the reading here. I have the energy I need to realize my goals. 3 of Wands. Now, this 3 of Wands is absolute with this. Look, Oak Tower, beautiful. And it is good. I deserve financial security. So yeah, this is a matter of us, right? Like feminine wise, claiming our power back. All right. When I show my work, others give support. So we just have to like keep swimming, keep doing what, keep focusing on what you need, whatever that is in your present now moment. And when we start to get, again, too much thinking, again, the masculine is us too. So when we start getting too much into thought, that thought got goddamn taken over too fucking much. We get stuck in thinking. Now we're trapped. Now we're blaming the feminine energy, right? So this all gets intertwined and messed up, right? Mixed up, messed up, and tangled up. And all we got to do is slow down. Remember to breathe and have confidence, right? The sun, again, the sun came out, right? I am optimistic and I appreciate all I have. Don't keep feeling less than, sorry for, in like a rut, like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do it, or nobody's gonna like me. Because I can relate, and I say those things to myself too, which is why I'm saying, right, like, so I'm able to, like, as my human self, and then where I'm channeling information coming fucking flowing through like a freaking we're hitting all spots. I surrender and know how to go forward. See this tower? I didn't even read that yet, and I was like, I knew it was a good tower. We're letting go of the shitty thoughts, right? Stinking thinking. And that's masculine. That's the masculine we want to let go of. The shitty thinking that we have in our own fucking heads that we allow to take over, right? Take precedence. And this goes for everybody, whether you're a karmic, a divine, and we all are that too. We're all karmics to one another. We're all divine, but we all have different positions. So it's like, right, not to fucking be a bitch, but it's like, but know your fucking place. Know who the fuck you are and stop trying to stand in someone else's spot and wear somebody else's shoes and pretend you have someone else's name and run around acting as if you didn't just do that. Okay, because that shit ain't gonna fly no more. I'm gonna say that much. And that is like, yeah, fuck that shit. He just said dong behind me. Okay, so, and this is Rutilated Quartz and Hematite. You know what's interesting? This stone is reminding me of the one I was just showing you. In the light, it looks so nice. And hematite, right, blocks negative energy. And that's also very, right, Hermes is the messenger between the gods and man. Thoth is the scribe, the one that, right, takes record, writes things down with pen in hand. So there's a, right, and that's also, Hermes can be great with Archangel Metatron, say Enoch, Abraham, Ezekiel, Moses, many names, many faces, many, right? Mars, Enlil, Jupiter, Saturn. So, but share Saturn with, right? Saturn is actually a feminine planet, feminine energy. Same with the moon. However, those entities are walking on two legs in male human bodies upon this earth. For the moment, right? So, yeah. And Mercury is androgynous. Mercury is neutral, right? Hermaphrodite, hematite, hermaphrodite, not necessarily, right? Either. Anything. Could be anything. Mercury can be anything. And Mercury is the trickster, right? Mercury is also another name for Hermes. So hematite. See, it's all good. Yeah, they're downloaded big. So, okay, so, hold on a minute. They want me to show you this too. And Knight of Cups. I know the right person waits until I am ready. Angel Aura Quartz. Now that means us as well, right? So if you're waiting for somebody else, you already checked out a little, right? If we're waiting for somebody else to give us something, right, like in that, then we're already out of character, out of, but we're expecting, we attached ourselves to someone else's energy with an expectation, and we could get very disappointed if it doesn't turn out the way we wished, that we thought. See, keywords: wish, thought, good words. If we don't get entangled too much in them, right? We want to come back to that place of neutrality. So, okay. Oh, and what is it? Meka is coming in, is right next to Mercury. I saw that yesterday. So 3 of Wands. I have the energy I need to realize my goals. Garnet. So this is great, femmes. Violent Femmes. Check out that band, the Violent Femmes. Let me go on like a blister in the sun. I deserve financial security. Pyrite, Knight of Pentacles, right? So, okay, also, right? Yeah, don't fall for the, oh, I just like, right, that ego guy, the guy, the man, the one that's like, right, may show up looking so handsome. Don't forget, how does the devil show up? He ain't gonna come, especially at first, looking all like, rah. He's gonna look just like a handsome prince or princess or everything you've ever wanted. That job, that car, that house, that pyrite. Arg, pirate. Fool's gold. We call pyrite fool's gold. Also has good qualities, but as far as like man, yeah, fool's gold. So I am supported and never alone. More malachite, 5 of Pentacles. So we just had that big old full moon in Aries. So that's like the birth of, right? Like say Jupiteries. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. It's like the baby spring, like lamb, the lion, or the lamb and the lion, right? The ram. And so this full moon, this is, right, the birthing of so much. And it's the hunter. It was the hunter moon, not the harvest, which also, right, start look into, right, Artemis, again, hunters, gatherers, what What does it mean to be a hunter? We're hunting and gathering, hunting for parts of self, for your roots. You should be hunting right now to save your own fucking ass, right? How do we become the cure so that that viral vomit isn't still spreading all over the place, right? I said this in a video the other day too. Do your research. Pfizer, and I'm sure many others, whatever. But that one in particular, well, they all do. They all do. They all have it, as far as I know. Just do your research. What's in those things? In the V word, you know, they use the virus. They use vaccination. Again, there was that show way back in the day called The Visitors. So, you know, it's not like I'm not saying anything to throw fear or scare or anything. It's just, again, do your research so that you have awareness what you need. And what you need may be different than what the rest of your family needs. We all have different blood tapes. We all have different, right, natal charts. So we all carry different elementals within our vessel. So what is going to work for one is not going to work for another, etc. And it never does, right? So to just categorize everybody into one big blob, this is a huge part of the problem in our world slash societies, communities, right? Earthly, mental, and emotional, right? Physical bodies, which then affects many unseen things, you know? So, right? If not now, when? And if not you, who? You listen to the snake in the tree, right? Adam and Eve, masculine and feminine, listen to the snake. I deserve financial security. I want, right? The fucking asshole. Like the girl I was talking to last couple of days, I really enjoy talking with her a lot. A lot of love energy with me, but in a different, totally different way. So again, it's so great to have like different energies come together and we see different ways how we all balance that energy that we carry. Fucking cool as shit when we're in tune. And it doesn't mean like, oh, that's what that it, right? It's like it was that for that, right? It is, and it is. And also then we just also let it ride. We let it flow, we let it go. We don't keep it and hold it and make it be stuck there eternally. Huh? And eternity way different than infinity. Mommy, how far are we in? So that wasn't too bad. Hour and 13 minutes and 11, 12, 13 seconds. So yeah. Oh, and today in history, the tower or the temple of Daphne, which is look into right the speaking of Fairy Friday. And of course we have to open the fairy book and read about a fairy before we depart. Yeah, but what was it that the Apollo, the temple of Daphne, Apollo was burned down or set afire ablaze today. Like if you look up the history of today, October 22nd, that was the first thing that came up. So let's get an animal energy for our spirit community, our soul collective, our awesome divine masculines and feminines that are fucking hanging out and riding out the storm like fucking surf champs, cosmic galactic surf champs. I so appreciate you being here and hanging out with me. I really, 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 really fucking do. Yo, what we got? Hawk. Hawkeye. Who's your Hawkeye? Hawkeye. Hockey. Number 2. So maybe Hawk has something important, important meaning to you. Maybe you've seen one lately. 1020. Happy birthday, Pam. I love you, Pamela. I missed my sister's birthday the other day. My phone's broke. I talk about when we don't have people's numbers and stuff. And you also just, I don't know what's going on. But anyhow, Pamela, I fucking love you, sister. You're the best sister in the whole world, along with my other one. I love you guys. Happy birthday. And they're both October babies, both Libra babies. I got 2 Libra sisters. I don't know. I'm stuck in the middle. Those 2. I'm just kidding. I'm actually the oldest, but I'm just playing. So do we have any other? Ooh, we do. Oh, and the grouse. This came out the other day too. Number 37. I mean 34, which is also simplified to a 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. So 2 birds. 2 birds, 1 stone. I don't know. And 2 birds. What? And the stone. And listen to the song, "The Stone" by Dave Matthews. And "Seek Up." Listen to the lyrics. Listen to the words. Music is the language of the heart, right? We can all relate. And Elk was on the bottom before, and Elk is still here now, and that's very special to me. That's like my Uncle Roger, number 3. Uncle Roger is floating around. He's no longer in a physical body, walking upon 2 legs underground. But the elk spirit animal absolutely represent him to me, and I love when that shows up. It's super, super special to my Spiken family. We got possum, number 23. Nocturnal baby. Those are very special to me too. Ah, number 5. Mm-hmm. And salmon, 49. 13. Salmon swim upstream. And owl, Athena, Sophia, wisdom, bird of prey, 21, which is another thrice. Thrice great. Super fucking cool. I like that. Mm-hmm. One romance card, because I didn't pull one for the feminine. Divine feminine energy for the weekend and for the rest of the month of October. Divine feminine, divine feminine. Divine feminine energy. Ooh. Bottom of the deck, honeymoon, just like divine masculine. Also new love popping up. Meaning, again, follow your dreams, follow your, right? Bring your dreams into a practical, right? I'm trying to do the same. So I'm saying this to myself as well, right? Let's bring our things into fruition, right? It's harvest time, babies. It wasn't just the harvest moon, but it's harvest time. Calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. And we have religious factors in reverse. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So again, not allowing all this stuff that you think you're supposed to be, listening to all the squawking that's going on in the media and pharmacadia, right? Look up those Greek goddesses too, or magic witch, whatever, right? Pharmacadia and media. Okay, just got shadow. The sun, where does the sun always hide? Behind a cloud. Aye, Captain. Captain Kidd. So don't allow your religious and right your and that doesn't mean throw anything like oh bleh. No, okay. I'm saying use discernment, get rid of and let go of what no longer serves you. Don't let what you think you're supposed to be or what you think others are going to think of you if you change and whatever. This is about change. We want to make change. Change carries weight. Dollar bill, y'all. That don't mean shit. That has electromagnetic iron in it. You know what? We watched Maleficent last night too. And if any of you have seen that, remember it was the boy, the human boy came over and, right? The knight comes over with all the love and promises, and then he went and married some other woman. He cut her wings off, Maleficent, for the father, the king. He cut off his supposed love's wings, the fairies, it's Fairy Friday, wings. Maleficent was never mean. I was like, what do they do to the fish, the sharks? They like use the shark's fins for aphrodisiacs, right? So they go fishing out in the deep seas. I don't know, is that China or wherever? And then they'd get the fucking fish in the nets and they cut their fucking fins off and they let an actual fish drown. How does a fish drown if it can't swim? So how are you going to cut, like, that's like, right, cutting the wings off a butterfly. How dare you? But man thinks they have dominion, right? Isn't that what they think? Meaning that they have ownership or rights to. And if they don't, they're nice. But now I'm not talking about a man, like a man, okay? This is just right. Man, human, man, the devil. Encouragement, the one that says, right, that the aggressors. I wish we can all have that part of us. So relate to where that comes out. So you can relate to the tyrants and the patriots and the patriarchal, right? Deep freeze. But this was kind of, yeah. So look, this, again, let there be light is melting. I'm melting. And most, lots of men are witches. They're the worst ones. Sorcerers and wizards. They're the worst ones. I mean, not say that, but again, there's mad bitches too. So whoever uses energy in that manner, right? Like you're a fucking ditch. What do I call it like we see it, right? It's like, would you like that done to you? Probably not. So, I don't know. Anyhow, I digress. Yeah, so watch Maleficent too. It's good to see the other side of something sometimes. So you have another perspective instead of just thinking, allowing, right, the belief system that you've been given or that you've grown up into or whatever. We have so many different beliefs, right? There's a lie in the middle of every belief. That word, BELIE. Belief, believe. If we get too much caught up in that, just like a wish or an idea or a thought, we can get, right, taken away out of our, right, taken away, or we build a prison around ourselves. So we just want to allow a little more fluidity, right? That's all. A little more fluidity. Clear out that, right? We want to allow what we've hidden inside for so long too to slowly defrost. We don't have to blast it. Let's see, Fairy Friday. What fairy? What info? What do we got from the fairies today? Slay Beggy, Slay Bergar. Don't look very nice. Skinwalkers. Skinwalkers and Sleighbeggy. I'm gonna read Sleighbeggy. Yeah, the fairy. If you want to take a picture, feel free. Pause the page. Try to do it so my fingers ain't in the way, so you get all the words written today. Let's see. Pronounced Sleighbergar. One of the Minx names for the fairies, meaning the little folk. Other Minx names included Adheen, them, that's in, and the Ferishin. People often used other terms to talk about the fairies, for they were said to become angered or offended if referred to directly. Yeah, because they don't like to be put in a spot and named something and then frozen there, because then it's like right deep freeze. You freeze something in time if you give it a name and a place and say that's what it is and etc. Right? So it's like, yes, that's what it is, but then you got to let it go and allow it to be free. Right? Fluid, flow. Allow it to flow in the current. Right? Just keep swimming. We want to allow other things to just keep swimming too and be what they need to be. We don't always have to be mom. We don't always have to be whatever you do for work. You don't always have to be what everybody else expects you to be and then carry that guilt with you if you're not doing what you think someone else wants you to do or be. This is where we're starting to let go of those things little by little, just to start to untangle those knots, right? A little bit at a time, right? Unweave what's been woven that doesn't, right? Where it doesn't, it's okay to undo it and allow the threads to be free. Our DNA. There we go. We're untangling the DNA. We want to let that out. Okay, like shake your booty, your kundalini is on your backside, right? 2 snakes on either side. And then we have the spine. So we want to allow the 3-strand DNA to activate and flow free. So we have ability. We don't want to let Cain kill Abel or set us up so that our Christ consciousness isn't able to develop, right? And make its way up Jacob's ladder. It's 1033. Okay. Your solar plexus is connected to the higher mind, your higher conscience, your crown chakra. So we're getting hit with corona mass ejections. Those are solar flares because the sun is a big, huge recycling center. So as it's burning off Mercury, turning Mercury to gold, it's right. We're burning off all of the impurities in our sun sign, in our ego, and allowing ourselves to become more pure. So to allow that to happen, just allow. Just say you're going to allow it, and you are, and then you do. You will. You in it. Skinwalkers, supernatural beings. Oh, my stomach just got a little nauseous. Supernatural beings in Navajo legends. These spirits were formerly powerful medicine men who chose to use their skills in evil ways and in various animal guises. Now, also they use a cube called the Animorph. So whatever if they've seen you or been, they can touch the Animorph, the cube, and then right, like Mystique from X-Men, right? Then look like any of us. Okay. The only defense against them was reciting their full name to them, whereupon they died. Same with a demon, right? Once you know its name, you have control over it in that sense. So, but we don't want it. It's like if you take something into your own hands and you let your ego get carried away, you're one of them. Gotta be careful, right? So, and there's Skinwalker Ranch in Utah and stuff. If you haven't ever looked into that, which is a huge, right, magnetic grid. It's it's like right the motherboard. So there, it's part of the under the ground. It's like right how our computer work, right? Internally, all these crystals and stuff are right. Electricity comes from underground, shoots up out of the ground, and then bounces back down. Which It also goes into elves, halos, sprites, etc. If you look up the weather up in the upper atmospheres, that's what they call sprites, halos, elves. I forget. There's more, but yeah, check that out. And more to check out. This goblin thing's looking at me in my eyeball too. Skriker. It's like from Gremlins. Goblin of Yorkshire and Lancashire. Sometimes he walked invisibly in the woods, making his presence known only by emitting frightful screams. Sometimes he took the form of Padfoot, a large dog with big saucer-like eyes. Interesting. And Anubis keep coming into my field of trajectory, I'll say, field of consciousness. And Anubis, rules the stomach too. The intestines, right? Wormwood. Wary of wormwood. I actually have some wormwood here. I may drink some today. So please hit like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, share, and I am so fucking grateful for you being here. And just keep swimming. And you are not alone. We're all in this together, and it's all about balance, and being, again, allow yourself to be more childlike and have fun. A lot of stuff I say can be, a little and derogatory and whatever, and definitely not politically correct. And that's not the position I'm coming from. And if that's what you're looking for, just keep swimming. You know what I'm saying? I won't get offended, and you shouldn't either. And if it's ever a right time, come back. It's like, it's like a room or a bar. It's like you don't got to go home, but you can't stay here at the end of the night at the bar. And at AA, the door's always open. All you have to have is the desire to stop drinking, stop choosing the red pill or the blue pill, or black or white or left or right or up or down, right? Etc. Don't allow yourself to get too caught up in the sauce, right? The apple represents temptation, right? And apples make apple thought, right? So you gotta be careful. Not bad, just be aware. Because if you don't know who you are, you could get misdirected at the crossroads. Right? It's like it's like, who are you? The caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland. And if you don't know who you are, they can't. How can anybody direct you in the right direction? Right? Divine femmes, myself included. Yeah. So allowing what we don't let fear or other shit that, right, is seemingly like that feeling of, right, because I feel it too, it's like somebody pushing our boat. Allow that emotional body energy, right? This is our job, is to calm the energies, just like a good divine feminine would. Not good, but right, a divine feminine, a mother. It's like, it's okay. Think how you talk to your children and they're scared. It's like, it's okay, right? Their fear overrides ours, even if we're in fear, right? If our children are in fear, it's like we have to right, our divine masculine come through. It's like, it's okay. The divine feminine and the divine masculine within us have to work together, right? With our human self, in order to comfort our child or whoever child that we're taking care of, or an animal or whatever, right? Person, place, or thing that in that moment is going through something and causing fear, right? Then we would like the same done for us, right? Treat others how you would like to be treated. But sometimes we don't know where we can find that, and where we've allowed ourselves to try to look for that, we've allowed, right, Decepticon, parasite, right, energy in. But again, it's not necessarily bad. They don't have awareness how to, right, again, well, we already shuffled, but right, upside down lovers, right, have permission to feel their feelings without it having to be of a sexual nature or wanting something else from it, or having to hold up the world or know what to do, right? A man, as far as male man anatomy, has been for a long time expected to know all the answers, keep it all together, right? You're supposed to know, what do we do now? If you don't do this, then blah, 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 right? Lots of the feminine under, right? If you're in knowledge, understanding, under the table, still in human 3D, right? That's emotional immaturity. We're not, then we're looking for someone else to, and then if you get upset, right, this is where difference between, right, say Lily and Eve, or Venus and Earth energy, or Oshana, right? And then also gods of the earth and sea come together, right? Like, how many how many botterers are there? How many bodies of different water are there, right? We have rivers, lakes, different oceans, different bodies of water, right? The air we breathe is also fine elemental, right? Of a mixture of water and everything, right? Anyhow, so yeah, that was fun. And I hope you enjoyed. And I'll be back later with some fascinating Friday facts. But a fact only lasts for as long as, right? I don't know. Time's a weird thing. So maybe we could say fun, fantastical Friday. I don't know. We'll get into it. I'll be back on in a little bit and we'll play around with some star charts and some alchemy and astronomy and whatever else comes. We'll just do some, esoteric cosmic surfing. So if you'd like to join me for that after, I will be back on in just a little bit. And one love. Check out some other videos. Again, whatever comes into your frequency is like, yeah, it's like driving. Think everything is like you're driving your Vimana. Your body's your Vimana, your car. You're always driving it, right? Somebody got to. Who you letting drive your thoughts? Drive your vehicle? Who you letting take you for a ride? Break on through to the other side. Mwah! One love. Happy Friday. Happy Fairy Friday.